Zane has had many versions of himself over the years, and that is partly because he dies so many times and then he comes back just because he is a robot. So without further ado, let's start ranking every version of Zane. Okay, so this one might be unpopular for a lot of you guys, but some of you might actually agree with me. I'm not too sure, but my least favourite version of Zane is the Ice Emperor. I mean, his design is just kind of boring, and obviously this is kind of like a corrupt version of Zane, so it doesn't really feel like Zane at all in the show or his minifigure, and I also think that he is just kind of boring. But next up is the original Zane, and I know this one is going to be unpopular. As you may know from my last video about the haircuts, I don't really like Zane's hair, and that is pretty much the only reason why I don't really like him. Well, I guess his face is also just kind of boring. I know a lot of people like Detective Zane, but I am not too big on it, but I don't mind it. I mean, I do really like his hat, but his torso is just kind of boring, and on the official minifigure, he has just plain grey pants, no printing on his legs, in a $400 set. Also in the show, he was like the Ice Emperor, where it didn't really feel like Zane, because this one episode that he appeared in, he was acting like what I imagine a detective from an 80s movie would act like. Next is OG Zane, but with half of his face fallen off to reveal his robot face. I just think that this design is really cool. I don't really know what it is that I like about it, I just think it looks sick, and on his official minifigure, his stomach is like ripped open to reveal all of his gears and bits and bobs, and I also think that is pretty cool, but I just can't put him any higher on this list because just like Detective Zane, he has no leg printing. Okay, so I really like Zane's design from the Ninjago movie. His hair is infinitely better than original Zane's hair because it is as much as a Minecraft block, and his hair is also white, and I definitely prefer that over his blonde hair. We are now in the top 3, and the Zane that occupies this spot is the Zane from season 8 onwards. I like Titanium Zane more than normal un-Titanium versions of Zane, and that is why I've put him in this spot. Second place is Snake Jaguar. I love Snake Jaguar. His personality, especially when he first becomes Snake Jaguar, is just so good and hilarious, and easily my favourite personality of Zane. But he isn't my favourite because firstly, he doesn't have printing on his legs on his minifigure, and I just really like the version of Zane that I have put in first. And that is the original Titanium Zane. I have a lot of the soldier from Titanium Zane, and ever since I saw him in the show for the first time, I have wanted his minifigure. I first tried to get it in the Ice Dragon set, but 8-year-old me waited too long to try and get it, so it was sold out. And then a few months later, one of my favourite games of all time released, and guess it was one of the figures that you could buy Titanium Zane, and for some reason I just never got it. This is my LEGO Dimensions collection here. I've got it out because I am replaying the game, and just look at who I got. I got Emmett. I really don't know why, because I had like 4 other Emmets before that. So I don't know why I needed another one. So it is now your job to subscribe so I can afford to buy our Titanium Zane. Watch this video here where I ranked Ninjago characters' haircuts so you can see where Zane placed among the others. See you later, be Ninja.